all these counties are continuing to say, hey, don't drive on the roads. They're deeming them impassable. It's because they are just sloppy conditions right now. The snow or the wintry mix is making them extremely dangerous, as we saw earlier today in Dale County on Highway 231, right outside of Ozark along Enterprise Road and Andrews Avenue. There was a crash there. WDHN's Aaron Dixon is live on the scene for us tonight. Aaron, what have you learned?
Michael, we've learned that they've taken away the victim's car. They've taken away the deceased victim's car, and now they're working on trying to take away the car, the other vehicle involved in the crash, where the driver sustained minor injuries. Now, I just spoke with the coroner on the phone, and he told me that the family has been notified and that they are working to release that name in the coming hour or so. But this is definitely treacherous roads. I mean, they said that I talked to some cops that said they've seen 3 or 4 wrecks today just here on US 231 in Ozark. And I heard the same thing in Enterprise, where there were several wrecks there. So definitely the roads are getting worse. Even on the drive from Highway 27 over to US 231 from Enterprise to Ozark, it was difficult. There were not a lot of cars on the roadway, and everybody that was driving on the roadway was taking it very slow. And of course, this wreck claimed the life of a lady who was involved, who hydroplaned and collided with another car. So that's the latest we know right now. We'll send it back to you, Michael.
All right, Aaron, and 231, I mean, we drive this road pretty frequently. It's one of the main roads across the Wiregrass. You saw it where you were right there, Aaron. You can't even see the highway anymore. So it's very, the conditions are worsening. Obviously, this has turned tragic. It was a deadly crash on 231. So just speak to some of the conditions of what you're seeing. Obviously, you drove up to the scene on 231. I mean, would you say that these roads are not drivable? If you are not used to it, which most of us are not, it is not drivable, Aaron.
Yeah, Michael, I would definitely say they're not drivable. Now, I would say that the vehicles I am seeing that are traveling well on these roadways are bigger trucks, 18-wheelers, and also big 4-wheel trucks, and then also some like bigger maybe Jeeps, but not a lot of smaller cars. So if you have a smaller car, maybe stay off of the roadway. And in this case, you can see they're working on cleaning up the site, and they're also hooking some cables to this truck, and they're going to pull that out and clear this scene as quick as possible. I know they've been out here for a couple hours now trying to clear it out, and on both sides of the roadway they have it blocked off to where they're giving the tow crews enough time to pull it out and enough time to clean up the scene so that they can open back up this roadway for vehicles that are trying to drive this way. But like I said, the vehicles I have seen, they have caution lights on, they have their headlights on, they're going as slow as possible to try and make it, to their safe spot. And then people I spoke with in Enterprise, I mean, they were...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, people I spoke with in Enterprise, they were driving around, but they said, hey, we have 4-wheel drive. We are used to driving in the snow. It's nothing to us. But he said, if you're just a normal driver, this is something that's kind of uncalled, like you just don't know what to do. I mean, it's one of those things where if you can, stay home, and if you can, or find a safe place to go until, at least the snow dies down a little bit. But like Jordan was saying, that could be hours away.
And going off of that, Aaron, the entire Wiregrass is not accustomed to this. Obviously, it's going to be a historic snowfall, and we were trying to get ahead of it by prepping the roads. Have you been told if this stretch of 231 was salt or pre-treated ahead of the snowstorm?
According to AlDOT, they told us that they treated all major highways in Alabama, that they treated all the major roadways, and that they made sure to pre-treat them. And you can see a little bit of the sand, and you can see that it kind of helps a little bit because it's opening up. And of course, the more people drive through it, it's breaking down that snow a little bit. So that's making it a little easier for vehicles to at least kind of follow the leader, if I do say so myself. So, but definitely, that's what I've been told by AlDOT, is that they did pre-treat the road.
And real quick, Aaron,
and the same goes for Dale County on like county roads.
Yeah, is this going north or southbound on 231?
This was going southbound on US 231. If you turn right off of US 27 and you go past Enterprise Road a little bit, it's almost before you get to the city of Ozark.
Got you. Will you real quick just kind of give us a pan of the scene right now and what you're seeing maybe behind you? Obviously a lot of police are on the scene. You see the tractor trailer, but what all are you looking at right now?
Well, as you can see as we zoom in a little bit, we can see the tow crews trying to find a way to pull that truck out. That is the other victim in the crash who sustained minor injuries. But then if we zoom out just a little bit, you can see there's 2 Ozark police cars on the scene, as well as another tow truck who is here. And then if we turn around, we can see where they have it kind of closed. We can see where they have it kind of closed off, and they're kind of only allowing certain cars, like vehicles, through. And they're kind of sending them one by one so that they don't get in the way of this tow truck. And as you can see, there are multiple cars kind of lined up back there now, so they're kind of just waiting their turn until they're let through.
And on your way to the scene, how much traffic have you been able to see? Obviously, it's starting to pile up there. Are you seeing a lot of people on the roads?
I am not seeing a lot of people on the roads. I had one truck follow me from Enterprise to Ozark, but that was it. Like, I would see a couple trucks and then a couple like State Department workers, but other than that, I didn't see anything.
Understood. So obviously, as you see here in 231 and right outside of Ozark, this is one of the busiest roads in the Wiregrass, and the conditions are not fair to drive in. So this is why so many towns and counties have deemed their roads impassable. Aaron, we'll continue to check in with you as you're there on the scene as we learn more, as they identify the victim that was killed in the crash. And we do know that it was an Ozark woman. She was driving on 231 just outside of Ozark near Enterprise Road and Andrews Avenue when she hydroplaned, crossed the median, and hit another vehicle. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The other driver was injured. We're told that their injuries are minor. So Aaron, we'll continue to check in with you. And as the snow continues to come down, a lot of these roads are just going to be undrivable. And as people tell you to not drive, and we continue to reiterate the fact that they're not fair to drive on, it's because it's the truth. And that's why so many things are shut down today, so no one has anywhere to go, and you guys could stay home and stay safe and just stay out of it and enjoy it from afar. Jordan, are we continuing to see snow totals? I know it's starting to move, obviously, into the Dothan area, as you were talking about. We're nearing 2 inches here in parts of Dothan, but what about like